So Stuart, what's why Tamworth? This morning I've got some very precious time of Superintendent Bruce Grassick. Bruce has got a great story. Bruce looks after what is the Oxley LAC, or the Local Area Command. 21 police stations in the Oxley Command. Obviously Tamworth is the home base of that. Bruce recently moved from Bathurst to Tamworth, so there's quite the story in terms of how he's integrated into the community and how they've embraced him, and I guess the experience that Bruce brings has certainly been beneficial in terms of Tamworth being in front of any sort of challenges that go with I guess modern day sort of growth of populations and the different challenges that go with that. So Bruce, welcome to Tamworth, welcome to Wide Tamworth, and I guess first question, how are you settling into Tamworth?
Yeah, look, thanks Stuart, thanks for your time. Look, I am, and it's a big transition. So lived in Bathurst for almost 19 years, so as you can imagine, uprooting from a regional community to another regional community can be a little bit daunting. But Tamworth's been really welcoming. That's been the really positive thing about Tamworth. My wife and I both moved. We left our children in Bathurst who are adults, which was a difficult transition. But we both settled in well. The community's been really accommodating. Yourself, for one, has been really great for us, and being able to integrate into the community, meet new people, have those opportunities to actually speak to people in town, not only through my work but in that social space as well. And that's allowed us to transition quite smoothly into the community. And we found that we've only been here since January, but we've made a number of friends. Great atmosphere in Tamworth, great people. We actually often say that one thing about Tamworth that we've noticed from the outset is people are so friendly here. They're accommodating, they're there to help you, they reach out and support you, and we're really seeing that in that transitional phase. Not saying Bathurst wasn't like that, but Tamworth we find is probably at that next level in relation to support and assistance that's been provided. And as you can imagine, when you come to a new town, it's finding new people, it's finding your feet. Not only in a workspace, but also in a community space. To little things like, where do you get your hair cut? Where do you get your teeth fixed? And all these type of things need to be sorted. And with support from yourself and others, we've been able to do that and have that transition quite smoothly into the community, which has been great.
We're very lucky that you've chosen Tamworth, actually, because I think we're all, as I say, the idea of what we're trying to achieve here is for people to get a better picture of what Tamworth's got to offer, and let's face it, we're all in the same boat, and we've all got to get the oars in the water together and row at the same time. And I guess you come here. There's obviously a very good team here in the whole command, and they've welcomed you with open arms, I'm sure. Kylie, your predecessor,
Yep.
did a fantastic job, and I guess a fresh approach as well, and I think everybody's sort of very grateful for that. So some areas that you have looked to bring to the area is improved youth programs, and you've got a very strong background in that area. Can you share with us?
Yeah, certainly. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're right.
Yeah, I have. And look, and you spoke of Kylie, and Kylie was here for a number of years, quite a few years, and really was a cornerstone of the community here, and built a really positive command and built a really positive police force here. And the opportunity for me is put a fresh set of eyes in relation to what's happened in the area, and being able to look at opportunities to be able to develop and expand what we are doing. And one of those things around youth.
Yeah.
I'm actually the youth sponsor for Western Region, so when you talk about Western Region, we take up almost 75% of the state of New South Wales in relation to the police response. So we've got a big responsibility, a big geographical area that we look at. In relation to what I've done in Tamworth, and not only Tamworth, the Oxley PD, which as you already spoken to is 21 police stations, expands all the way up to Narrabri. We take in Tambar Springs, all these other Gunnedah and all these other places that are so important to us. It's not just about Tamworth and being Tamworth centric, it's about looking after our entire PD and our people in our entire PD. But youth is a big focus for us. Tamworth in the past has had some issues with youth crime. I've identified that from the outset, and when I was in Western Region, working in Western Region, which actually encompasses the whole area, I had oversight of the whole police district and Western Region itself around youth. So we've seen an issue there. And what we've seen is that we need long-term engagement with youth. It's not about short-term solutions, it's about long-term engagement. So we've been working tirelessly behind the scenes and also in the forefront in relation to trying to bring in some youth programs into the community. And we've been doing that in a number of forums. We've brought in a youth engagement program at the Youthy, which runs fortnightly, sits in West Tamworth, bring a number of youths in there. We're attracting about 60 to 70 youths each fortnight that we have this program. And it's really about prevention and disruption. So we're trying to prevent them from committing crime and working and engaging with community and working with community hand in glove. And that's working quite well. But it's not just that engagement they're working through. We looked at some long-term youth engagement for the area, because one thing probably Tamworth is needing some support with is that long-term youth engagement for disengaged youth who aren't at school, who aren't in those programs. So we've looked at working with community in relation to that. There's a number of other agencies who are working with us to try and find something that is the best fit for Tamworth. And we've actually got a meeting in July that's been organised on the 27th of July around exactly that, working with community and developing a program and a framework program that will work for long-term disengaged youth. We've had a partnership now with Waratahs Rugby and creating chances and education. So that's something that the police really pushed hard for, and we've been able to bring to the community in Tamworth, something they haven't had before. And that's around working in partnership with, like I said, Creating Chances, Waratahs and Department of Education around something called Rugby Tackle Life. Hasn't been in this community before, wasn't even touted for the Tamworth community, but that came from us working really hard to get them here. They're kicking off in term 4 of this year, which is a great plus for our community. 3 high schools, works into primary schools, and also looking after Gunnedah as well. So really, really big positive tick for the community in relation to some youth engagement and working with those kids that aren't quite hitting the right markers in school that we need to work with to actually create mentors and modelling and all that type of stuff. So yeah, some really positive programs are occurring at the moment.
And I think that that certainly has played its part in regards of countering some of the, let's say, the negative press that we've seen around, I guess, break-ins and that sort of thing, which I get asked from time to time from people moving to town. What programs are in place to try and help offset that.
Yep.
Interesting. It's with the Waratahs, and because your passion's with soccer, isn't it? Really,
yeah,
or football.
Yeah, no, it is, and I have got significant background in football, but you know what? We've got a partnership with the New South Wales Police and it's sporting partnerships, and having those role models, and I'll talk to the youth here where we brought Brad Fittler up. Unfortunately, New South Wales didn't go particularly well in the state of Origin.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, and some of the boys didn't even know who Brad Fittler was, and they might not know him at the back of the state of Origin, but who knows? But look, let's bring those role models into town, speaking to these boys and the girls, and trying to steer them in the pathway that they should be steered in, and that's what we're trying to do, and we're working with a lot of stakeholders in order to do that. But you talk about crime in the Tamworth community, and if you go back last year, we were having some crime issues, and we worked really hard when I was in Western Region with Kylie, and we really put a stamp in relation to dropping that crime level down. We've seen a little bit of an uptick in crime, but we've jumped on it again, and we've seen that real downward trend, and it's actually dropping as we speak in relation to the crimes that are occurring in Tamworth because of the work that has been undertaken, not only by my police, but by the wider community as well, and all our stakeholders getting on board and helping out. So,
no, look, it's very comforting to know that there's those systems that are in place to offset it. Because as the population grows, if we don't have systems in play, it's just going to create more and more of a challenge. But Bruce, I guess you're looking forward to sort of getting into summer and enjoying some of the benefits of what the area has to offer. I'm sure that it's been fairly busy for you when you've got here, and you haven't had the chance to really explore the wider sort of social aspect of the region, the New England. So I know that you mentioned Christy. She's taken a role in the schooling system here hasn't? And I guess that's the thing. If a professional couple is looking to move to Tamworth, there is plenty of jobs on offer and plenty of opportunity there for those that have got a educated background, a skilled background. I guess the ability to integrate into the community with your skill set is very strong.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And Christy fortunately has picked up something through education.
Yep.
In a field of work that she was doing in Bathurst, and what they call a business manager with the schools. highly sought after position in education,
Yes.
and an opportunity arose here in Tamworth. And as you said, there are professional opportunities in Tamworth, and with the skill set that Christy and I had, we were able to actually take those opportunities and move forward with the community. But you speak about the social aspect of Tamworth, and we're only just starting to touch the surface and scratch the surface in relation to that. We're actually out at Walker Road on the weekend, just sampling the benefits of Walker Road, which is only a short distance from Tamworth as well, and went to one of the local hotels there and had a bite to eat. So there are so many opportunities in Tamworth, and it's not just Tamworth; it's the surrounding areas as well that are just the fruitful in relation to what you want to do in relation to that social space.
Yeah. Well, Bruce, been a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Welcome to Tamworth,
Yeah,
and we're so grateful to have you.
Yeah, thank you. Cheers.
Thank you.